What's your name and what do you do?
My name is Brian Bozzuto. For what it's worth, my claim to fame is that I'm the one who started the Agile Games Conference, although I really can't claim any credit for it now, as I've handed off and other people are probably doing an infinitely better job than I would if I was still in charge. But it's very cool to see it continue to kind of evolve and change and remain such a vibrant event.
So one of the questions I've actually been asking the volunteers and not so much the other speakers is why a conference all focused on gaming and games? Because there's plenty of Agile conferences out there in the world, but this one it focuses on games. So what's the value of having an entire conference dedicated to that play?
I think we thought it would be fun, and I mean, to be honest, the reason we first did is because people said we couldn't, and there's a certain amount I will show you. And it just kind of stuck, and we found a nice little niche and a group of people who I think have been very enthusiastic about that. So, I mean, for me, I think it's still a super relevant topic, and having a place where we're doing nothing but that has brought a lot of people who have something to say on the topic but aren't necessarily part of the Agile community. So we've had different people talk about facilitation techniques, learning styles, game design, Lego serious play, and actually we can even trace some of these things moving into the Agile community where it's like, oh, 2 years ago someone came here and did serious play, and then 2 or 3 people here learned that and brought it to the bigger community. So I think there's a really valuable seeding of ideas and kind of synthesis beyond just software development, going more into play that you don't get at some of those conferences, and this ends up kind of being an incubator for some of those ideas to kind of then move more and more into the larger Agile software development ecosystem. This is always a fun conference, having kind of been a part of it from its beginning. You get a certain energy, and there's a certain type of person who comes that always makes it a little unexpected. Like you could do a game or a session that would just play in a very different way here than it would anywhere else, because everyone is kind of here to be a part of that, to explore it, and they're going to be a little more willing to perhaps push the envelope or take a risk that you most likely wouldn't see at a company or even another conference at times.
So if you were to have a conversation with someone who heard about it or might be interested in it, how would you get someone to come for next year?
I mean, I think the thing I'd start with is this is a conference unlike any other Agile conference out there. I think there's an intimacy and a certain acceptance that makes it a very safe place to take some risks, to build deeper relationships, and to explore some concepts you might not see elsewhere. And I think that makes it kind of really unique and really special.